up, though?
What up, though? How y'all
Thank
doing
you for
today?
stopping by and watching us on Clink,
You
the
hear that beautiful
recap.
noise? You hear that beautiful noise?
Mm.
Today, my darlings,
We are your hosts.
every day we are your hosts. I'm Cam.
Okay, y'all. Hey.
Hey.
So we want to thank you for stopping by
Mhm.
to our recap show. And we are recapping the wonderful show that you should be watching if you are not.
should be, because honey,
Johnson, y'all.
and it's a wonderful show for
Oh.
a whole lot of reasons. You got 4 lovely pieces of eye candy for every.
Some for everybody, honey.
Yeah, it's like a box of chocolate.
A nice assortment of what's that? Russell Stover's chocolate.
Russell Stover's.
Yeah,
Yes.
but and it's a men's show too because it's written and created by a man from the black man's perspective.
Yes, and I love it because just to see the camaraderie between brothers who aren't brothers, but they are totally
they are
brothers.
They're brothers.
You know, because blood doesn't make you brothers.
Exactly.
Love does, and respect.
So thank you for stopping by. I want you to go ahead and hit that like. I want you to comment after you've done seen these episodes, okay? And tell us what you think. And subscribe to our channel. So if you don't do anything else, y'all, make sure you thumbs up this video because
like this.
It shows YouTube that we are making videos, put us in the algorithm, and we will show up in other people's feeds on YouTube, okay? That's an easy and free way to support your girls.
Easy and free.
And I'm telling you, so again, we are reviewing. We're back to reviewing because we took a little hiatus due to the writer's strike and everything because all the Queen's men were, they were on strike. So we picked up with Johnson. And I'm so glad we're back because I love this show.
Baby, we are back. Back.
We're back.
Baby, we are back. Yes. So this show is, like we said, it's just
looking at us, and the internet just went out just a little bit, but we're back.
It was a little glitch, but you can also see it on Netflix.
It's on Netflix?
It's on Netflix because I watched it on there today.
Are you serious? They got Netflix too?
Yes.
Yes.
They Netflix. They moved up in the world. Congrats.
Oh my God.
Moving on up. Moving on up. Okay. Moving on up. Yeah, so I got to watch it on Netflix. So I was like, okay, but anyway, enough of that.
So you can catch it on Hulu or Netflix. Do Netflix because they don't have any ads unless you have that plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little.
Right.
Ew.
So we are recapping season 1 and we are on episodes 7 and 8. Okay.
That's right. So honey, the scene opens up. Okay, let me tell you, with Omar waking up to Bianca.
Oh, because y'all know we last left off. Bianca showed up to the bar where Omar was. He was down and out, drinking and everything. And we know that Keith likes this woman, but she only likes him as a friend. She friend zoned him.
She friend zoned him because she's using him because she uses her feminine wiles to get what she wants out of him and then plays him off. And it's really a horrible thing. But this heifer can't never seem to get her life right. Because supposedly she ended up at the bar because she was waiting to catch her plane because she had missed her flight. Yes. So unorganized.
So they leave the bar together at the end of episode 6. So 7, they wake up in bed together, honey. And Omar rolls over and says, "Good morning, Naomi."
Which happens to be his wife's name because he is still in love with his wife. And he is like so devastated. You can see it in his eyes. He's like, what the hell did I just do?
So Bianca says she missed her flight. And Omar was trying to kick her out, but he was just like staring at her and when she was sleeping and was playing with his wedding ring.
He feels so bad. You can just look at him and tell. But the thing is, you can tell she don't care about nothing because there's no way in the hell you're going to be laying in the bed next to a man and he calls somebody's name. I don't care if you dead sleep.
Yeah, I don't think
you going to wake up. I know, but I think she just don't care.
Right.
She just like what she want, gonna do what she want. But what was crazy is he is trying to politely like, hey, didn't you miss your flight? Don't you got somewhere to be? And then she looks and says she missed the flight. She's like, oh, well, I have a hangover, so I'm just gonna sleep for a couple of
Mm-hmm.
hours. He's like, but don't you need to catch another flight? Honey, she ain't in no rush. She done got that chocolate stick and she ain't trying to go nowhere.
Right. So next we see Jarvis. He calls Keith regarding the property that he wants for his studio. And he's telling him that it might be a little difficult with Keith's budget because Keith can only afford 3 months lease.
So basically, he got a ramen noodle budget.
Yeah.
But hey,
And then but Keith invited Jarvis to the spot where they always go to, right?
mm-hmm.
And then Jarvis is hesitant because he thinks that Greg will be there because they had a falling out. I mean, they fought, you know. And he was like, "No," he said, "I'm not. I got something to do around the house." He ain't had nothing to do around the house.
He didn't. But, whatever works for you. So Jervis's assistant, what's her name?
Danny.
Danny. She puts in her 2 weeks notice because
Mm-hmm.
she says she is going to join the crusade of Black Lives Matter because she said that is an important cause and she has to do her part.
I don't blame her. And so Jarvis was like, "I thought you want to get into property management," and she said, the property." Hold on. And she said the property would I be able to what property would I be able to get into if I'm taken out by the police? So she was like, she had to do this first so she can get into
Yeah,
property
because
management.
she's like, look, just like this is affecting the men, this is also affecting the women. So I'm gonna go on the front lines and I'm gonna do my part because this does affect me. And I think that was a very valid point because during Black Lives Matter, a lot of people things did happen to men, but it started happening to the
Yes.
sisters too. So all of our lives matter.
And I like when she said, black women, because Jarvis was like, you should be fine. So she said black women are the most unprotected, disrespected, and neglected group in America. I was like, you better
You bet.
write the guy that played Greg. I can't pronounce his first name.
Yeah, he does have one of those. But Black women's lives do matter. All Black lives matter. So Omar is still laying in the bed. He is overwhelmed with disbelief that he slept with Bianca. And he's trying to figure out ways. He goes to the vending machine. They're like, what the hell did I do? You can see the wheels turning in his head. And so this fool decides to pull the fire alarm.
I'm like, now
It's desperate measures for desperate times.
I'm like, men are something else. They will go through whatever. I'm like, he really pulled the fire alarm, and he was like rushing her, like, yeah, go
You
ahead,
gotta go.
you gotta go, you gotta go. She's like, what about you? He's like, oh, I'm gonna see everybody
I'm
else
like,
out.
but your Uber down there,
Right,
it's
right.
gonna leave in
It's
2
gonna be there in
minutes.
2 minutes.
They don't play that. That was hilarious. I was like, oh my God. And she's so dumb because she ain't
Right.
thinking about nothing. She's like, oh, that's so sweet.
Right.
Boy, bye. So he has hey, who is his Jarvis has
Jarvis.
lunch. Jarvis has
It's me. Oh
lunch
Lord, meeting up with Kevin
with Kevin, and he is totally
at a soul food
a jerk.
restaurant. Kevin picked that restaurant, the soul food restaurant.
Because of course he wants to eat our food. And he hands him a proposal and with barbecue sauce on it. And he looked at him like he was crazy because it's like, I dare you hand me something with barbecue sauce on it. He like, oh, don't worry about it, and make a little snide remark. He should have popped him.
Right. So Jarvis tells Kevin that he has an additional request and he want to give some money, donate some money to like some black small businesses like the UNCF, for black historical colleges. And
Kevin is a total ass because he's like,
I got he's an asshole too.
Oh, he's such an ass because he like basically makes a reference to, well, why not? Why do it have to be black? Yeah. Why can't it be white? And he's like telling him like this is important to him. This is something that he wants to do, and he should acknowledge that. And he's like, well, I have to run it by my father.
So,
and he's like, Jarvis, like, I thought you were the man that you can make decisions. So evidently, that's a playoff. When anybody tells you that they got to run something by somebody else, yeah.
But Jarvis did tell, because when Kevin asked why black, so Jarvis explained to him. He said because a lot of those businesses that he mentioned are underfunded. He was like, he said you should know that.
basically Kevin don't give a damn about the black community. He don't give a damn about nothing. All he care about is his money and how it's going to make his company look.
Right, because Kevin said, "Well, how would it look if we gave a donation to a white college fund?" He said, "There would be if we did that, there'd be a problem. Why the double standard?"
Yeah. So
And then
basically,
he,
the whole situation is just ucky.
girl, but his order, he was like, "Can I get a country fried steak, macaroni and cheese?" And he asked, like, "Do you have them yams?" And she was like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right." I'm like, "See,
See, I wanted to beat him up when he said I
all
because
right,
it was the way he said it. It was
exactly,
like, stop trying to, because now you're being condescending. You totally
yeah,
are being condescending. But I love that they are painting the picture to show us what it looks like. Because sometimes we overlook things because we don't know what it looks like. But after you see this, if you've been in that situation, you'd be like, oh, huh, you
mm-hmm.
tried to play me, right?
That's right." So Omar goes over to I said Dale Hughley, aka his uncle Eugene's house, and
Mm-hmm.
to pay him the $300 that he owed him, and they had a nice little chat. Eugene tells Omar that he must have done something really bad, for after he to Naomi. And so he started to explain, like, well, after she had the baby, she was getting moody, she was doing this and doing that, and his aunt Val was like, sound like that was she had postpartum depression.
Yeah. And he was like, he didn't think about that. But a lot of times men don't think about stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. You're like, oh, she tripping, she tripping. It's not that
Mm-hmm.
we tripping. It's just that your body changes. You have
Yeah.
so many hormonal things and things change. But I thought it was cute how the auntie brought him out a nice plate of
Girl, didn't
fried
that look good?
chicken.
Oh, that
Yeah.
looked good. I was like, oh, I thought I saw some macaroni and cheese on there
Finger
too.
looking
Girl,
good.
probably some
And
cornbread.
Unc was hating. He was like, what about me? She like, I did this for him. You got to watch your cholesterol.
Right. She's like, I gotta bake yours. Okay.
Right.
So Omar asked, how does he and his aunt Val make it that long? And he said, easy. I married my best friend.
Yeah, he said, because like y'all young people, y'all don't try to marry y'all best friend. Y'all sit up here and just you be looking at the wrong thing.
He said these days you get with somebody that's fine or have a lot of followers, and they're not going to raise your kids
They're
right.
not gonna raise your kids right. You need to
See, but
find
that's
some
that's what that's
mama,
what women that's what a lot of men do. They have a good one
and they mess it
and
up.
they mess it up by looking
Yeah,
at this one, that one. They think that's going to do good to
yeah.
them, but they're gonna find out.
But I love how Unc lovingly lets him know that he saw him slide out the cut with Bianca.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Oh, so what was that about? Because my lawn need to be cut." A blackmail.
Right.
I was like, really, Unc? He's like, He's like, I'm not doing that. So he did stand up for himself, but he really didn't acknowledge anything that happened. But we all know what happened.
Right. And I like when Omar was telling Eugene about his wife. He was like, she changed. Like, she's work barely at home. She's working a lot. And so his uncle like sound like she's a boss. And he said something. I'm like, see, Omar said, I guess I want somebody how my mother used to do. She was always cooking. And he said black women aren't traditional nowadays,
There,
like they used to be. He feels Naomi wants to be a man so she can run over him. I'm like, no, that's
I
not what it
think I think more
is.
he feels like she's, like you say, the traditional roles. If you're raised a certain type of way, you think a certain type of way, and things do change. But that goes back to what? That
Mm-hmm.
beautiful word that starts with the C, communication.
Yep.
We have to have these conversations with our counterparts so that we can stay best friends, lovers, and have successful relationships. But
Yep.
you gotta talk.
And some other things that was mentioned in that scene, like I said, that scene was really good.
A lot of information.
DL was like, sometimes people grow apart, but you have to make sure that you try to get them back together.
Or you grow together.
Yeah. And Omar said he doesn't want to lose her. And then that's when Eugene said, oh, so you don't mind losing one of your friends. And that's when he brought up that he saw him slide out the
I saw
club.
you slide out the
Mm.
back. No, I'm just waiting.
Ooh, and now Greg.
I was Greg. So Greg goes over to his ex's house, Ariana, to let her know that his car was broken into and that her phone was stolen. And he wanted to tell her in person. Then I kind of thought about that at first, and I was like, well, he couldn't call her because the phone was gone, but
True. But then she had another phone that she called him though. She had two, but you probably didn't have that one. But before he got to the house, though, she up in there cooking and have on like a little, short
Mhm.
set.
It was almost like she was expecting
Of
him
course she was. He said
Mhm.
he was. I mean, yeah, she knew he was coming. She knew he was coming over. That's
to
why she
bring the
was.
phone
Yeah.
out. So he went in, he stayed. I guess he needed to have closure, but she was flirty the whole single time that he was there. She was offering him food, and he's like, no, because I'm trying something. I tried different things. And then she cuts into him and says, well, you had somebody take my place.
He was like, no. What did he say? I have that written down. He said, no, it was vacant. He said, you left it, but and it was vacant.
Mhm.
Hello, it was your fault.
And he cussed into her about her work husband. He like, oh, what about your work husband? That's what you wanted. You left me for him. And he gets to telling her, I gave you. He basically was saying, I gave you everything that I could give you. I gave you my best, but since I couldn't pay your bills and do more for you financially, you went and found somebody else who could.
So next we see Greg's girlfriend, Serena. She's helping her friend study for, I think, the nursing boards to get certified. So Serena was like, she's hungry. She like, ask Greg to bring us some burgers back. So she
Mm-hmm.
said, I texted him earlier, but he didn't answer. So let me text him. Let me call him.
Mm-hmm.
So it flashes back to Greg at Ari's house, and the phone ringing, and he see it, and he put it back in his pocket.
Yeah. He put it back in his pocket and she keeps offering him food and he tells her no. But then I was kind of thrown off. But that sister girl, the girlfriend that she was studying with, she was the one that was super hungry. It's like,
She
girl, you ain't got
was.
nobody you can call. But that is so embarrassing to be sitting there having dinner with your friend and knowing that usually your guy will bring you some food and then he missing in action.
Yeah,
I
but
was,
this is exactly what he said. 'Cause it was good. So good. This was actually the part where Ari said, "So, tell me about the woman who took my place." He said, "Nobody took your place. The seat was empty." Girl, I was like,
mm-hmm.
"Ooh."
You better tell her. But then he cut into her too and was like, okay, you kept my ring. So
Exactly.
what you feel about that part?
She said it was a gift, and he was like, "Well, it was a commitment to something, and since that didn't happen, I'm all for well, it's like this. This is how it should be. This is how it's understood that
Mm-hmm.
whoever like breaks it off, you don't get to, like, if he would have broken it off, then she kept the ring, and if since she broke it off, she should give
Well,
it
she cheated.
back,
So
right?
she
But I didn't get mine back, so I took it. So, um, and
gangster. Okay, so they're sitting there having this little cross fire conversation about what went wrong and all that type of stuff. And Serena over there hungry, her and her friend. And so she starts calling his friends.
oh, girl,
Girl, she called all of them.
girl, I was like, girl, you don't do that.
But the bro code is strong because they all cover for him.
But we would do the same though.
Yeah.
So,
They were like, oh, he in the bathroom.
right.
He over here. He, woo, 1 minute, girl. Let me, woo, my phone, the signal died. So I thought that was really good. But I was really touched with Omar when they showed him when he told them to turn the car around and he wanted to just
Oh,
go home and he sat there for a minute and saw
he
his
looked at
son.
saw his son and then Naomi, and he got teary eyed.
And yeah, when
He
he
want his
saw
family
he want his
back.
wife, his
He want
family
his
back,
family
and
back.
he and I Omar my dog, because it's like he really do want his family back, and he really has been trying to do the right thing. He just
Hmm.
can't find his way.
So Keith is at the spot. He's listening to some good music. They have some good music on this
That boy was
show. These
singing.
independent people, oh my God,
Mhm.
they are so good. And the waitress, I forget her name, she brings his drink. You can tell she likes him.
Mhm.
And
She made extra special to make
right.
sure that she went and got him an umbrella because he wanted it.
Right.
I
And
was like,
they're making a
okay.
little small talk and all of that.
And she comments and tells him, "You have the bomb friends," and she really does. She's like, "I really do like y'all bomb,
Hmm.
y'all friends," and he was like, "Yeah, I do. We do."
Yep. So we see Greg coming in with flowers, and then we go to season. And then we go to episode 8.
And homegirl, she sees the flowers. She hurry up and leave. She's like, I
Right.
guess I'm gonna go now because I am not trying to get caught up in y'all stuff that's about to go down. It's
Yep.
about to go down.
Down. So Greg is lying. He telling Serena that he did not get her call because service was bad. See, niggas always lying. Why you
He would
gotta
just tell the
lie?
truth.
My
Or I
goodness.
would have rather him said, "Let me go take a shower and let's talk about it after." But no, you gotta throw that lie in there,
See,
and
and if he would have seen, she okay, he did go. Did he go take a shower?
he went to take a
But that's
shower.
later. But we going. But so she
Mhm.
he got. She said I called your friends. That's when she told him. He was like, you did what? And he was like, and they laughed for you.
He
And
was like they were supposed
yeah, he said they're gonna look out
to.
for him. He said like your girl will do you. She was like,
Right.
you right, you right.
You're right. You're right. Yeah.
Oh, so
So
he is showering.
he's showering, and he asked her to hand him his towel because his towel is on the sink up under his clothes. And when she picks up the towel, his to get she picks up the his pants, the ring falls on the floor, and honey,
She think it's for her, so she's getting all giddy, jumping up and down, and
she's like, "I ruined your surprise. Oh my gosh!"
uh,
Because he led in with the flowers, so she's thinking that the ring is for
true. I
her.
mean, you're not thinking that he went over his ex
Exes.
house and got the ring back. You're not thinking that, so you're thinking like, oh
Oh
my
my
god,
god.
did I just ruin a surprise?
Yes, because everybody he is over the moon for her, and everybody keeps saying she's like one of the best things that ever happened to
Mm-hmm.
him. So yeah, she gets in her feelings because she's like, "Oh my god, I ruined your surprise. It's okay." Because she had tried to ring off on before he saw.
She
She
did,
did. She
y'all.
tried because
She
that's
did.
something that we all would do. You would try it on and like, "Oh my god, you got this ring
Girl.
for me."
So Greg is telling Omar the story. He said he was paralyzed in the shower. He couldn't move.
He
Omar
didn't.
said the reason why the reason why he asked the reason why did he stay? Did you have any lingering feelings for Ari? Um, but no, that's what Greg said. I'm sorry. He was like he stayed because he wanted to see if he did.
Yeah,
He wanted that closure,
he
and he
wanted
found out
closure,
that he didn't because he said if he had not found that out, he couldn't move on with Serena.
right? And he told her, "You better hurry up and tell her what's going on before, because that girl out there shopping for wedding dresses. She telling her friends, and you
Mm-hmm.
know she going to get her nails done, because you know once a woman see or know about a ring, they gonna get their nails done, so their nails will be looking right when you propose. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So then, so Omar tells Greg what happened with Bianca, and he said the whole time he was with her, he couldn't stop thinking about Naomi. It made him realize he wanted his family back.
He was drunk. That's the one thing. He wasn't thinking about nothing. He that thing got thang, then he got his thang. But yeah. And then Bianca wanted him. She wanted that chocolate because she was in his inbox DMing him strong because
Mm-hmm.
she couldn't believe that he didn't respond to her back.
Right.
Ooh.
So Jarvis walks in the office and he's dressed mighty nice, I must say. And I don't know why he trying to like black it up a little bit. He was like, hey, he trying to get somebody dap.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, what?
They gave him the coldest shoulder
They did
ever.
get him the
They was
cold
all looking at
shoulder
him like, and he didn't know why.
until Danny went in his office to tell him why.
Yeah, she like, did you look at page? Look at the newspaper and see.
Mm-hmm.
And that Keith went behind his back and was telling all the business and had a
Yeah,
press release and didn't
had a
even let
whole
him
press
know
release.
what was going on.
And because Danny already, she said, you need to tell your people what's going on because I'm about to leave. So they think they don't have a job. So he did. He went to tell everybody, he didn't know about the press release. And he just assured them that he's not going anywhere and their jobs are
You have a
secure.
job and you have a job
Right.
and
He
you
was
have a
doing the Oprah.
job. Right. He's like, now let's get back to making this money. And I understand that because that press release could have ruined his business. What if they all would have been in their feelings and
Right.
just got up and walked out on him
So
without him
when he
having an
got there, everybody
explanation?
went like where everybody at? So
Right.
yeah.
So Omar goes to his anger management
Mm-hmm.
uh class, and he's really starting to open up and talk. And then the
Mm-hmm.
other guys there were getting jealous that he was opening up and started calling him the teacher's pet.
I can't
But
stand that dude.
me neither. But I'm glad he kept his cool
He
and he
did.
ignored
He
them.
he on a mission. He trying to get
His son.
custody of his son.
And the teacher gave him a compliment and she
Mm-hmm.
told him that he's doing well. I love when the two guys started wrestling in the backyard.
And she was like,
He was like, "You're not going to break them up?" She was like, "I am
I'm
off
off
the
the
clock."
clock.
And I also like when the guy tried to threaten Omar, how he just walked away. He like,
Yeah,
whatever, you light work. He ain't about to
exactly.
get
Like,
into
boy,
all that.
bye. I just can't believe they're up in anger management classes, therapy, fighting. That's just crazy.
That's totally crazy.
So Jarvis calls Keith and tell him the bad news that the place that he was looking for, they weren't able to accept his 3 months. And as a consolation, Jarvis said he has a job for Keith, doing a friend's cover album. So Jarvis and Keith goes over to the space.
And then when they get there, Omar is there with the keys in his hand, and they
Mhm.
announce the news that you got a 6-month lease that somebody stepped up.
Quantavious.
Girl, is that a name and a half?
Girl, I'm
I
like,
was
how
like,
he come up
stop
with
it.
that?
Girl. And then it's, of course, said
So
the entertainer,
who's
and he had
one of
on
the
his
producers.
Versace robe. I was like, okay. And then he gonna start talking with an accent. And he like, dog, why are you talking like that?
Right. So it turns out that Quantavious is the donor of the space. He paid the 6-month lease, and he said all he wanted him to do was hang up his portrait in the front. That's all.
Yeah, to let people know, because he wants to get into the art. So basically, he's saying he's a work of art. Because hang up my picture.
Right.
And so he gladly takes it
Yes,
because,
he
hey,
do.
guess what? You gave me 6 months lease. I can put your picture up too. I don't care where it is, even if it's behind the garbage can.
So Serena's on a couch with my shirt on. She had the black sweatshirt though. I had to put it on y'all for this. And she's looking at wedding dresses online. Girl, go ahead.
So then when he walks in the door, of course, she puts her laptop down. And he's coming in and he decides to tell her the truth about last night. And he tells her that he did have dinner with Ariana. And Serena loses it because she all in her feelings. I'm quite sure she was on the phone telling her friends about the ring, like all of us would have done.
She's feeling stupid, embarrassed,
dumb. So she finds out that he was engaged.
I'm
and
like,
she's like,
pause. How the hell did that not come up? That should have came up like within the first few days.
Yeah. So now she feeling like a rebound. She like, so what? I'm the rebound. I'm the. That's like something you would tell somebody that you start dating. And he comes clean and he tells her, I really did need closure. And he tells her that you my world.
Yeah.
But she ain't hear that because right now she operating out of hurt. And she says, you can, with tears running down her face, she said, you can give me my key back.
And she had her hand out, and he was petty. He put it on the table. I still gotta get my key back but I'm just gonna get my locks changed. That's what she should have done. But he was right there, so
yeah. So all the bros meet at the club to have drinks, and so they're there, and Omar gets a call from his attorney that tells him that his wife is going to try to use the fight that he had with the older gentleman at his son's basketball game against him. Yeah. And he is like so hurt. He's like,
late in the midnight hour, because she said because she said they entered the Naomi's lawyers entered it in the 11th hour, kind of like a
to try to throw it
gotcha.
Off. Yeah, I don't know why Naomi hate him so much though.
She's hurt.
I know, she's hurt.
That's how she's acting out. She's acting out because he's a good daddy.
He is. So what's funny to me, Serena starts posting all these subliminal messages
like we do. Y'all know we do that. I'm guilty.
Petty Patricia. Be like, you gonna see this.
Right, because I like when Omar asked, he said, what they looking at on the phone? He was, and Keith said subliminals.
Yeah.
And then Omar said, oh, she's in the subliminal phase. Has she cut her hair yet?
Omar says, as long as she hasn't cut her hair,
you got a chance.
But he tells everybody he gonna put them people out of his Airbnb. And they like, I don't think you can do that.
And Jarvis actually broke his silence because they're not talking, trying to be in the same space or anything. He was like, "Is that legal?"
Right.
He was like, "I don't care if it is or not. They gonna have to get up out my house. I need a place to stay."
Right. So the anger management guy comes in and starts trying to pick a fight with Omar. And he's sitting there calm, cool, and collected, like, whatever, because he just got off that phone call. He is not trying to mess things up. But I love, tell what the bros did.
Girl, they came up, they stood up like, oh, what you want us to do? What you want us to do? And so Omar, I have in my notes, Omar is getting tested by the dude from the group. He said he doesn't, the guy was like, the teacher's not here for you to hide behind. So the homeboy again, the bros got up asking him, what do you want? Oh, what you want to do? And then so will he pass the test or not? We'll find out what he do next week.
So we will find out next week. So next week, join us for our recap of Johnson here on Clink.
And it's on Hulu, and I guess it's on Netflix too. Hey,
yes,
that's awesome.
And remember, like, share, comment, and you can always reach us on SpeakPipe.
Yep, you can leave us an audio message on SpeakPipe. That's speakpipe.com/Cam and K, and leave us a message, an audio message that we can play on the show. We can play, what you think about the episodes, what you think about the different situations, and we'll play that on the show. Okay.
Because we love to hear your voice. So until next time, thank you for joining us on Clink.
Bye.
Bye.